Georgia is a country that feels like it slipped through a crack in time. It sits at the edge of Europe and Asia, but it belongs fully to neither. Mountains rise like walls of stone, languages twist in unfamiliar shapes, and traditions older than many civilizations still breathe in daily life. Georgia does not try to impress you. It simply exists, and that alone is startling. Here are 10 unique facts about Georgia that feel almost unreal. 1. Georgia may be the birthplace of wine. Long before wine labels, sommeliers, or vineyard tourism, Georgians were already fermenting grapes underground. Archaeological evidence suggests that wine was being made here more than 8,000 years ago. Not in barrels, but in massive clay vessels called cuivre, buried beneath the earth. This method is still used today. Families pass down their own wine techniques like heirlooms. In Georgia, wine is not just a drink. It is memory, ritual, and identity sealed in clay. 2. The Georgian language looks like it's from another world. Georgian has its own alphabet. Not one borrowed or adapted, but entirely original. In fact, Georgia has used 3 distinct writing systems throughout its history. The modern script looks more like flowing symbols than letters, elegant and alien to outsiders. Even more surreal, Georgian is unrelated to most world languages. It doesn't neatly connect to European or Asian language families. Linguists still debate its deep origins. For Georgians, it simply exists as it always has, spoken and written with quiet pride. 3. Georgia has one of the oldest Christian traditions on earth. Georgia adopted Christianity in the early 4th century, making it one of the first Christian nations in history. According to tradition, a woman named Saint Nino converted the kingdom using a cross made from grapevines tied with her own hair. Churches cling to cliffs, hide in forests, and crown mountaintops. Many were built when much of Europe was still pagan. Faith here didn't arrive gently. It survived invasions, empires, and suppression, carved into stone and ritual. 4. Mountains here still preserve medieval life. In the highlands of Svaneti, villages sit beneath snow-covered peaks, guarded by medieval stone towers. These towers were not decorative. Families used them for defense during feuds and invasions. Some of these villages remained isolated for centuries, preserving customs, music, and even legal traditions that vanished elsewhere long ago. In winter, snow still cuts them off from the modern world. Time moves differently here, slower and heavier. 5. Georgia survived more invasions than most nations. Georgia's geography made it a crossroads, and crossroads invite conquerors. Persians, Romans, Arabs, Mongols, Ottomans, and Russians all passed through, invaded, or ruled parts of the land. Yet Georgia never fully vanished. Kingdoms collapsed and returned. Culture bent but did not break. Even under foreign rule, Georgians preserved their language, faith, and traditions in private spaces. Survival here was not dramatic. It was stubborn. 6. Hospitality is treated like a sacred duty. In Georgia, guests are not visitors. They are blessings. Traditional feasts called supra can last for hours, guided by a toastmaster known as the tamada. Each toast is poetic, emotional, sometimes philosophical. Refusing food or drink can feel almost disrespectful. Hospitality is not transactional. It is moral. To host someone generously is to honor yourself, your family, and your ancestors. 7. Georgia was once ruled by a woman who defeated empires. Queen Tamar ruled Georgia during its golden age in the 12th and 13th centuries. She expanded the kingdom, defeated powerful enemies, and oversaw cultural and economic flourishing. Remarkably, historical records often refer to her using masculine royal titles, not because she was denied femininity, but because power itself had no female equivalent. Under her reign, Georgia became one of the strongest states in the region. 8. Soviet control couldn't erase Georgian identity. During Soviet rule, Georgia appeared stable on the surface. Education improved. Infrastructure expanded. But nationalism was tightly controlled, and cultural expression was monitored. Yet Georgian identity survived quietly. Language, religion, and tradition stayed alive in homes, songs, and rituals. When the Soviet Union collapsed, independence returned quickly, but stability did not. Freedom arrived without instructions. 9. Georgia's conflicts are still frozen in time. The regions of Abkhazia and South Ossetia broke away through war and foreign intervention in the 1990s. Thousands were displaced. Borders shifted, but wounds remained open. These conflicts are often called frozen, not because they are resolved, but because they are unresolved yet ongoing. Georgia lives with loss etched into its geography, a reminder that history here is not finished. 10. Georgia feels ancient and modern at the same time. In Tbilisi, sulfur baths from medieval times sit beside glass bridges and modern cafes. Polyphonic folk songs echo through nightclubs. Old men play chess under trees while young artists debate the future. Georgia is not preserved in amber. It evolves while carrying its past openly. That tension between old and new is not a flaw. It is the country's pulse. Georgia does not shout its story. It lets you discover it slowly. And the deeper you look, the more unreal it feels.